Welcome, welcome. Thursday night flow and restore. So tonight we'll go over props first. 2 pillows of your choice. I like a little bit of a more firm pillow for the restorative portion of class. A folded blanket that you may use to pad your knees at times, and then a rolled up blanket. So if you need a minute to grab those props, you can do that. Optional to use yoga blocks. I've got one pose where those may be beneficial tonight. If you do not have yoga blocks at home, plastic cups from Dickie's Barbecue or Which are great substitute for blocks. So tonight I have a class plan called Know Your Strength. You know, there's a lot going on in the world right now, and I know there are times I certainly feel like I just can't. And so I wanted to create a class that was designed to challenge strength, specifically more the core, to build a sense of resilience. So tonight we're going to start in tall kneeling. So on our knees, toes can be tucked behind you. I will start by facing you, and I like the blanket folded under my knees to pad my knees. So you're just going to come to tall kneeling. I want you to make sure that your hips are open, and to do that, I want you to engage your glutes. Allow your shoulders to fall away from your ears. And for just a moment, let your hands naturally hang by your sides. Even close your eyes for just a moment. And giving yourself a minute to mentally arrive to your mat. And a moment of gratitude for creating space in your schedule, your evening, your day, for yourself, and this time on your mat. And if your eyes were closed, go ahead and blink them open. And then together on an inhale, sweep arms up overhead, finding length through your spine. Exhale, drop your right hand down to your right side, left arm up and over. Right fingertips can come down to the ground. You can use a block here, or simply just slide your hand down the right side of your leg. Inhale, back to center, arms up overhead. Exhale, switch sides. Left hand down the left leg, right arm sweeps up and over. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, leaning to the right, left arms up and overhead. This time on your inhale, sweep your left arm down and around. Come all the way back up with both arms. On an exhale, switch sides. Left arm comes down, right arm up overhead, feeling an opening in the side body. Inhale, sweep right arm down and around, up overhead. Last time, exhale, stretch to the right. Left arm is up and overhead. Inhale, sweep the left arm down and up overhead, both hands. Exhale, left arm down, right arm reaches across to the left side of the room. Inhale, both arms back up overhead, and then exhale, hands heart center. We're going to stay here in tall kneeling, but do some open twists. So from hands at heart center, inhale, sweep arms up overhead, squeezing your glutes, opening the hips. Exhale, open twist to the right. So arms come down into a warrior 2 position. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, open twist to the left. Hands come down in line with the shoulders, palms facing down. Inhale, center. Exhale, open to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, open to the left. I want you to continue on your own for a few. So inhaling up, exhale, open. Just beginning to find some movement with breath. Simple movement. And notice that as your mind begins to connect with your body, everything you were thinking about begins to fall away. This is the beauty of connecting the mind and body on our mat. Let's do one more to each side. Squeezing your core as you turn. And then when you come back to center, exhale, hands to your heart. Beautiful. I'm going to turn sideways now so that you can see our next simple flow. Last thing in tall kneeling on our knees. So you've got your toes tucked. We're going to do sort of a simple sun salutation, but we're on our knees, okay? So it's going to be a combination of moving the arms, breathing out to come down to child's pose with your hands behind you, coming back up, and then hands to heart center. So let's give that a shot together. Inhale, sweep arms up overhead. Exhale, hinge forward at your hips, nice and slow, coming down to a child's pose, hands behind you, forehead down. Inhale, lift all the way back up to tall kneeling, arms overhead. Exhale, hands, heart center. Let's do that again. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hinge forward, kind of like a swan dive for mountain. To child pose. Inhale, back up to tall kneeling, squeezing your glutes. Exhale, hands, heart center. Let's do that 3 more times. Inhale up. Exhale, dive forward, hinging at the hips, coming down with control. Inhale, back up. Squeezing your glutes to open your hips. Exhale, hands, heart center. Beautiful. Twice more. Inhale up. Exhale, hinge forward. Inhale, back up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Last time. Inhale up. Exhale, bow forward. Hands behind you. Inhale, back up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Beautiful. So when we go through these kind of repetitious sun salutation type movements, it feels very like reverential, and you can kind of get lost in that connection of mind and body. So if you find that repetition feels good for you, I encourage you to continue to explore that on your own. Let's come down to hands and knees. You can leave your blanket in place if you have it under your knees. So we're in tabletop. I want you to walk your hands forward, one palm width. And tuck your toes, send your hips up and back to your first downward dog. So this is our first opportunity to begin to open the back side of the body. So really just allow this to be pretty free flowing, bending your knees one at a time and dropping the opposite heel of the bent knee. Pedaling your feet, beginning to open the hamstring. Pressing down through all 10 fingers actively, so you're not sinking into your wrist. And as you begin to feel your hamstrings open, you can allow both heels to begin to fall down towards the earth, letting your knees approach straight when you're ready. On an inhale, sweep your right leg up towards the sky. Hips stay parallel to the ground below. Exhale, step through to your right thumb. So knee hugs in towards your chest. Lunge pulse. So inhale, round your spine. Press down through your fingertip. Chin tucks to your chest. Exhale, right shin forward, left heel back, look forward. Inhale, round your spine like cat. Exhale, look forward, open your chest like cow. One more time. Inhale, round. Exhale, expand. So opening the left hip. Plant your hands. Inhale and step back to plank. Option to come to your knees for modified plank. Look forward, exhale, lower all the way down, nice and slow. Chaturanga. Press down through the tops of your feet and your hands. Inhale up to cobra, shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, lower down. Tuck your toes, inhale and push up through plank. Exhale back to downward facing dog. On an inhale, sweep the left leg up towards the sky. Exhale, step through to the left thumb. Lunge pulse. Inhale, round your spine, draw energy upward. Exhale, left shin forward, right heel back, look forward. Inhale, round. Exhale, expand. Looking forward, open the chest as much as you can. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Plant your hands. Inhale and step back to plank. Chaturanga of your choice, from plank or modified plank. Lower down with control. Untuck the toes. Press down through the hands. Rolling up to cobra, head comes up last. Exhale, lower down. Tuck your toes, push up through plank. Exhale back to downward dog. On an inhale, sweep the right leg up towards the sky. Exhale, step through to the right thumb. Inhale and reach your right arm forward. Exhale, turn towards the right side of your mat, bringing your right arm down behind you in line with your left leg. So I'm now on my right foot, turned towards the right side of my mat, and I'm on the pinky side of my left foot. Press down through both feet, lift your hips, inhale, sweep the right arm up overhead. Exhale, lower your hips down, hand comes back behind you, look over the right fingertips. Beautiful. Inhale, press down through the left hand. Exhale, slowly lower, looking back over the right fingertips. Inhale, lift the left hip up as high as you can. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, turn towards the front of your mat. Exhale, walk your hands back to meet your right foot on either side. Inhale, back to plank. Exhale, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, rise to cobra. Squeeze the shoulder blades towards the spine. Exhale, lower down. Inhale up through plank or tabletop. Exhale back to downward facing dog. Inhale, sweep the left leg up towards the sky. Exhale, step through to the left thumb. Inhale, reach the left arm forward. Exhale, turn towards the left side of your mat. Left arm comes back behind you. Again, I'm on the pinky side of my right foot. Make sure your right wrist is stacked under your right shoulder. If you need to make an adjustment there, go ahead. Inhale, sweep left arm up overhead, lifting your hips, pressing down through both feet. Exhale, lower down. Looking back over the left fingertips. Inhale, left arm up overhead. Look down at your right hand. Exhale, lower with control. Look back over your left hand. One more time. Inhale, lift. Know your strength. Exhale, lower. Looking back. Inhale, sweep the left arm up in front of you, turning towards the front of your mat. Exhale, walk your hands back to frame your left foot. Inhale, step back to plank. Exhale, lower, chaturanga. Inhale, rise to cobra. Rolling up one vertebrae at a time. Exhale, lower down. Inhale up through plank. Exhale back to downward facing dog. Last round. Inhale, right leg up towards the sky. Exhale, step through to the right thumb. Walk your fingertips forward past your right foot. Bend your left knee. Inhale and lift your back leg up. Exhale, squat. Tuck left knee behind right knee. Look forward, Jiva squat. Inhale, extend your left leg back behind you. Straighten your right leg. Exhale, Jiva squat. Squeezing your inner thighs together. Exhale, extend. Left foot is flexed. Exhale, tuck that left knee behind the right, look forward. Inhale, extend. Exhale, come back to lunge ever so carefully. Inhale, step back to plank. Option to come down to the knees, modified plank. Exhale, lower all the way down. Inhale, rise to cobra. Head comes up last. Exhale, lower down. Tug your toes. Push up through plank. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg up towards the sky. Exhale, step through the left thumb. Remember, you can use your hand as an assist to bring that foot forward if you don't quite make it. Walk your fingertips forward to the very front of your mat, maybe even off the edge. Bend the back knee. Inhale, lift the right leg. You're balancing on your left leg. Exhale, Jiva squat. Tuck right knee behind left, look forward. Inhale, extend. Exhale, squat, look forward. Squeeze those inner thighs together. Inhale, extend. Last time. Exhale, squat, look forward. Inhale, extend that right leg. Exhale ever so carefully, coming down to lunge. Inhale, step back to plank. Exhale as slow as possible. Chaturanga. Inhale, rise to cobra. Exhale, lower all the way down. We're gonna pause here. Stack your forearms, forehead down for a moment in prone rest. Notice how you're feeling. Paying attention to your breathing, your heart rate, your temperature, You should really feel like we've just stoked that fire, that internal fire. And just pay attention to how these moments of rest between our effort really allow us to sustain ourselves throughout the class and over time. Begin to draw your hands under your shoulders, elbows back, tuck your toes, push up through tabletop, and then exhale back to downward dog. Couple deep breaths. Full inhale and exhale. On your next inhale, sweep your right leg up towards the sky. Exhale, step through to your right thumb. Drop your back heel down so that you have approximately heel to heel alignment, and your left toes are pointed to about 10 o'clock. Ground down through your feet, activate all 10 toes. Inhale and rise to warrior one. So front knee is bent, back leg is straight. And if it helps you to bring your hands down and place them on your hips for just a moment, I want you to draw your right hip back, left hip forward. So you're approaching neutral hips. It's nearly impossible with this foot pattern to have neutral hips, but when you hear a teacher say square your hips, that's what they mean. Right hip back, left hip forward, and then you can inhale, arms back up overhead. Make sure you're drawing your belly button in towards your spine, drawing your lower rib cage in. On an inhale, straighten your front knee. Again, draw the right hip back, left hip forward. On an exhale, begin to hinge forward from your hips, bringing fingertips down to the ground to frame your right foot. So we are now in pyramid. This would be a good place for props. So if you have those blocks and you'd like them, or you can use your plastic cups, but that just gives you a little more length in your arms if you can't reach the floor. Should be feeling a nice stretch on the back of the right leg. I want you to keep your left fingertips down, so that could be on the ground or your block. And on an inhale, sweep your right arm up towards the sky to revolved triangle. So both legs are straight. This rotation's coming from your thoracic spine, your mid-spine. And you can choose to look up at your hand, neutral, looking straight ahead, or down at your right foot. I think in this revolved triangle, using a block or that cup is really helpful under the left hand. On an inhale, bring your right fingertips back down towards the ground. Remove the block. Spin your left heel back up so you're coming back into a lunge. Plant your hands. Inhale and step back to plank. Exhale and lower all the way down to chaturanga. Nice and slow. On an inhale, coming back up into cobra, pressing through your hands and the tops of your feet. Exhale, lower all the way down. We're working towards a plank, a side plank peak pose. So we're gonna hit the right side here. So on an inhale, you're gonna push up to plank. Make any adjustments of the length between your feet and your hands. On an exhale, drop your heels to the right. Option to stagger your feet or stack your feet. Make sure that your right hand is under your right shoulder or even a little bit forward for more stability. And then on an inhale, roll open. Left arm comes up towards the sky. Vashisthasana, side plank. Option here to lift the left leg or keep it down. And the other option is staggering the feet for more stability. 2 more deep breaths here. And then bringing the left hand down, roll your feet back to plank. Exhale to downward facing dog. Go ahead and come down to your knees for just a moment. And you can sit up on your feet. But you just take a minute to roll your wrists out. Anytime we do a side plank where we're on one hand, it can be a lot of pressure through the wrists, especially if you're not used to this. Another nice counter pose would be to bring the tops of your hands down to your mat, fingers towards your knees, so that your wrists are in flexion. Then you can shift your weight around in small circles to stretch your wrists in the opposite direction of their anatomical position in plank. Change directions, you're moving in small circles. Go ahead and sit back up, roll those wrists out one more time. And then we'll meet back in downward facing dog when you are ready. So tucking the toes, walking the hands forward, sending the hips up and back, and we'll go through that same series on the left. Inhale, sweep the left leg up towards the sky. Exhale, step through to the left thumb. Spin your back heel down with heel to heel alignment. Right toes are pointed to like 2 or 3 o'clock. Press down through your feet. Inhale, arms up to warrior 1. Again, if you're not sure if your hips are in proper alignment, go ahead and place your hands on your hips. Draw your left hip back, right hip forward. Maintain that position and then inhale, arms back up overhead. Shoulders are away from your ears. So you're drawing your shoulder blades down your spine. Using your core to keep your lower rib cage tucked in. On an inhale, straighten your front leg. You can bring your hands down to your hips for a moment. Draw the left hip back, right hip forward. Hold it there. Arms back up overhead. On an exhale, hinge forward to pyramid. So fingertips come down. Head hangs heavy. If you feel your hips did not stay where you just put them before you folded forward, I want you in this close chain position to draw your left hip back, right hip forward. Slight adjustment, but when you do that, you should feel a deeper stretch on the back of the left leg, the hamstrings. Again, option to use your blocks here. Blocks are not remedial. Some of us have shorter arms than others. It's just a tool. On an inhale, you're going to keep your right hand down, sweep your left arm up towards the sky to twist open to revolved triangle. This will deepen that sensations you're having in that left leg. That is normal. Again, option to choose to look up, straight ahead, or down towards your left foot. And this pose does feel somewhat awkward. That's okay if that's how you're feeling. 2 more deep breaths here. And then exhale, bring that left hand down. Move the blocks out of your way. Rebend your front knee. Turn your back heel up towards the sky. Inhale and step back to plank. Option to come to your knees, or exhale, lower all the way down. Last chaturanga of the evening. Inhale, pressing up to cobra. Head comes up last. Exhale, lower down. We're going to inhale and push up to plank here. Exhale, drop your heels to the left. Option to stack your feet or stagger. And then on an inhale, rolling open right arm up towards the sky. Lifting the left hip up towards the sky. Option to raise the right leg up. If you lose your balance, that's okay. Come back into it. Squeezing your inner thighs together, pressing down through your left fingertips. 1 more deep breath here. Right hand comes down, roll back to plank. Exhale to tabletop, knees come down. Go ahead and take your knees out wide. Sink your hips back to a wide knee, child's pose. Arms come forward. When you're ready, you can begin to roll up to a seated position. Maybe grab a drink of water. Locate your props nearby. And then we'll begin to set up for the restorative portion of our class. Beautiful job. Side plank's really challenging. It's something I'm still struggle with myself in terms of how long I can hold it. So something like that is really nice to just pay attention to your progress each time, how many breaths you can hold it. Are you able to stack your feet, stagger your feet? Can you lift that leg up? Can you hold it there for just a couple seconds? So these are ways to make it easier and harder, depending on how much of a challenge you want. So for today, we are going to bring your pillows to the middle of your mat. And they're going to be placed perpendicular to the length of your mat. I want you to keep your folded up blanket nearby. We'll start on the right side today. You're going to bring your rolled up blanket to the top of your mat. And what you're going to do here is you're kind of in side sitting. So you're on your right side. Knees, again, can be stacked or staggered. I like to place the blanket between my knees. That just feels better on my hips. And what you're going to do here is come down over the pillows onto your side, slide your right arm forward, head comes down onto the rolled up blanket. If your neck does not feel supported there, I invite you to fold your rolled blanket in half. So here we are in supported side bend. Option to let your left arm rest along your left side body. If you'd like a deeper stretch, sweep your left arm up overhead alongside your left ear and just let your fingertips graze the ground above your head. Just take a nice deep sighing breath to transition to this time of stillness. And time of space, time for space, both in body and mind. Usually the first restorative pose we transition to feels a little more challenging to settle into. Kind of like we just threw a rock in a placid lake. Takes a while for the ripples to calm. So just be patient with yourself. Maybe focus your awareness on your breath. Just allowing your breath to feel natural and effortless. Allowing each inhale to easily roll into the exhale without pause. Without effort. Just allowing your body to take over. And do all of the things that it does for us without awareness. Like breathe. And simply allow yourself this time to be. You notice any tension in your jaw, the space between your eyebrows. Your tongue, your eyelids, your forehead, or your scalp. Just allow those areas to soften any amount. Begin to draw your left hand in front of your heart, no matter what position you have it in. Finding the earth with your fingertips. On an inhale, press down through the left hand and rise up to a seated position. You're going to keep your props exactly as they are. You're simply going to turn your hips over to the other side. So you're going to be in left side sitting. Your left thigh and your left hip should touch the pillow. And you, again, can adjust the blanket between your knees. They can be stacked or staggered. You're going to come down to your left side over the pillows. Slide your left arm out in front of you so that your left arm has this little valley between the pillows and the rolled up blanket. And then just adjust the position of the blanket to best support your neck and head. Option to leave the right arm resting on the right side body, or sweep it up overhead, letting it rest across your right ear, and fingertips can come down to the ground. If they don't reach there, you're welcome to use any other props you have around, like a block, another pillow, so you really want your props to support you. And as we've switched over to the left side, you may begin to notice a slower rate of breathing. You may notice your mind beginning to calm. Perhaps less thoughts swirling around. Beginning to allow yourself to really receive the benefits of this practice. To feel the support of the earth below you. And all your props so carefully positioned to support your body. Really, you're allowing yourself to receive the gift of conscious rest. Intentionally allowing your body to be still so that the mind will ultimately follow. We're calling from our practice today that strength grows in those moments you think you can't go on, and yet you do. That one extra breath that you took inside plank that you thought you couldn't. That is your strength. You are so resilient. and strong and capable. We have to balance that strength with ease and rest and receptivity. Knowing that the opposite of giving, all the giving that you do in your life and the many different roles that you play, the opposite of that giving is not taking, but receiving. Know that if these moments of stillness feel more challenging for you than that side plank or chaturanga, that's okay. It's merely information for you that perhaps this is where your true work lies. Allowing yourself to receive. Whatever version of this pose you're in, just allow yourself to be completely heavy. Allow the props and the earth below you to do the work, to support you. Letting go of any residual resistance in your body. Simply allowing yourself to be in this moment. Wherever your right arm is, I want you to begin to draw it in front of you, placing your right fingertips on the ground in front of your heart. Slowly pushing up to a seated position. I want you to go ahead and move your rolled up blanket to the side. You're going to turn your pillows vertically, so they're going to run along long ways with your yoga mat, and they're placed towards the top of your mat. I want you to bring the base of your spine to touch the pillows. You're going to extend your legs out in front of you. You're going to use your hands on either side of you to slowly come down to your back on the pillows, so that you end up in what is called heart pose. Now, if you feel any discomfort in your low back, and tonight I do, I encourage you to kind of wiggle yourself down a little bit further from the pillows so that you feel your tailbone and your sacrum supported on the mat, and that then the extension in your back starts a little bit further up the spine. Couple options for your legs here. One is to just leave them extended out in front of you, allowing your toes to naturally roll open to the side in external rotation. Or you can bring the soles of your feet together, knees fall open to the side. And this is Mother Earth pose or butterfly legs. And then of course you can use your folded up blanket to open up and cover you, which feels really nice. And here in heart pose, I just wanted to share a meditation with you called the loving kindness meditation, which comes from the Buddhist tradition. And it's a tool to cultivate forgiveness, goodwill, and compassion for all beings, including ourselves. I want you to first bring awareness to your heart. And just take a few easy breaths. Allowing your inhales and exhales to roll right into each other. Keeping your awareness on yourself to start. Silently repeat 3 times to yourself. May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I be free. May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I be free. Now, visualize someone you love very much. Hold this person's face in your mind and offer them the same good fortune. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be free. Now picture someone who you don't know as intimately, an acquaintance, perhaps a neighbor or a coworker, and offer them the same intention that you easily gave to your loved one. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be free. Visualize yourself as a beacon of light, bestowing your blessings to all beings. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be free. Just bask in the feeling of connection and joy that comes from offering the love in your own heart to all beings. Begin to draw your right arm up to the side of your body, resting on the earth. I'm going to slowly roll off your pillows to the right hand side. So if your knees were apart in Mother Earth pose, you can use your hands to draw them together as you then roll to your right side. Pressing down through the left hand, coming up to seated. And then we'll set up for our final pose tonight, which is basic relaxation pose. I've already unfolded my folded blanket, so I'll use that to cover myself tonight. But I want you to bring your pillows perpendicular to your mat so that they're under your knees. Your rolled up blanket will support your ankles so that your heels float off of your mat. And if you have your folded up blanket, ideally you place it at the top of your mat to support your head. Or if it's unfolded, you can simply use it to cover yourself. Use your arms to slowly come back down to your back. So this is kind of our restorative version of Shavasana, or corpse pose. Hands come down to your side, palms facing up. Allowing your shoulders to hang heavy towards the earth. Really just allowing yourself to be present in these final moments of stillness and quiet. Knowing that you have nothing to do, nowhere to be, but right here, right now. Begin to deepen your breath. Bringing your awareness back to your physical body. Gently wiggling your fingers and toes. And an inhale, sweeping your arms up overhead like a morning stretch. Bending one knee and then the other to place your feet on your pillows. And on an exhale, rolling to your right side for a moment in the fetal position. Pressing down through the left hand, begin to come up to a seated position. We'll meet in easy seat, with our legs crossed, and our hands at heart center in this position of offering. My hope for us all moving forward from tonight on, may we be happy, may we be healthy, may we be free. May the efforts of our practice this evening be of service to all beings in some way, shape, or form, especially to those whose lives we directly touch. The light in me sees and honors the light in each of you. Namaste.